Fake Roaring 20 cigarette, pretty cool, right? Nah, actually I'm gonna be honest, I went to the store looking for one of those like things, you know, when you like the celebration type thing. I went looking for those, but they didn't have any, so I just bought these instead. I really don't know what purpose I'm gonna use them for. I guess for this video, fake smoking to look cool, like an 80s movie character. But anyway, guys, this is my first video of 2021. I can't believe we made it. 2020 was an absolute disaster, and I'm surprised to be here making this video. But nonetheless, I am. And today's video is gonna be kind of like a sequel to the 2020 so far video. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it. It's pretty much the same exact concept of that video, just New Year's edition. I did the same thing. I asked as many family members as I could to be in this video, and not as many could be in this one because I came up with the idea kind of last minute, so I was asking people last minute, so some people were like, I'm sorry, I can't do it. And I also didn't get as many in-person submissions because, like I said, it was last minute, so I couldn't see as many people in person because people live different places. So a lot of people sent in their videos, like their own versions, and some of them came out really cool, I'm gonna be honest, so you'll see that. Anyway guys, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm just gonna let you guys see the video for what it is. If 2020 was a cookie, it'd be an oatmeal raisin cookie. And let me explain why. So you know when you see a tray of cookies and you go up to it and you're like, oh sweet, a chocolate chip cookie. So you grab it and then you take a bite and then you're like, oh, what the hell? This isn't chocolate chip, this is oatmeal raisin. That's exactly how the year was. Because it was the start of a new decade, all the holidays fell on like the weekends and stuff. It was supposed to be a really awesome year, but it ended up being a really horrible year. So that's kind of exactly how it is when you eat an oatmeal raisin cookie thinking it's a chocolate chip cookie. Also, oatmeal raisin cookies are just the worst.
If 2020 was a dumpster, it would be on fire.
If 2020 was a fight, it would be the Jake Paul and Nate Robinson fight, because that fight was kind of like anticipated. Everyone really wanted to see kind of just Jake Paul get knocked out. Everyone was watching that because of Mike Tyson, obviously, but everyone was kind of expecting like some skill into that fight. I know it was just an awful fight. Nate Robinson got knocked out. They were grappling every second they had, so it was just an awful fight. Kind of like this year, just awful.
If 2020 was a TV show, it'd be The Twilight Zone.
If I were to describe 2020 as like food or like a word, I would definitely describe it as Whoppers, because they're gross.
What's crunchy?
Sometimes they're good, but sometimes most of the time it's just
Vanessa sent me something. I thought I would just read these as possible entries into your video. If they make the cut, fine. If they don't worry about it. Here are 11 things to consider. And I don't know if she wrote this or found it, but 1, as it turned out, the dumbest thing I ever bought was a 2020 planner.
If 2020 was Play-Doh, it'd be dry Play-Doh, and no one likes dry Play-Doh.
If I could compare 2020 to one food, it would be coleslaw. And I hate coleslaw.
2, I'm so bored I called Jake from State Farm just to talk to someone. He asked me what I was wearing. I'm not sure what that means.
If 2020 was a character from Friends, it would be Gunther.
2020 to me was like the movie The Exorcist. Like first she gets sick, and they take her to the doctors, and the doctors don't know what to do.
Well, it's a symptom of a type of disturbance in the chemical electrical activity of the brain.
And they don't know what they're doing, and then she gets sick, and then it gets worse, and then she gets scary.
Nobody expected it.
All right, let's see what the...
Nobody believed it. And nothing could stop it.
And then the doctors don't know what to do, so they call in the priests.
There are no experts.
The priests don't know what to do. Then they start praying. And yeah, it was from bad to worse. That was like 2020 to me.
If 2020 was a food, it would be tuna. Tuna's gross.
2019, stay away from negative people. 2020, stay away from positive people.
So first off, I want to say, from what I've seen, it sounds like everyone's making 2020 to be some great year, because I love oatmeal raisin cookies, I love tuna, and I love, what can I say? Whoppers. And I love Whoppers, so everyone's projections or whatever the word is kind of off. But if I could describe 2020 as a movie, it'd be Star Wars: The Phantom Menace, because everyone had so much hype around it, kind of like 2020, because it's the start of a decade. and like what everyone else has said, but it sucked as like the Phantom Menace. But it also had some their highs are really high, like Darth Maul and the pod races.
2021? That's the year my handicap went from a 5 to a 2. I ain't got no time for COVID, dude. I'm out here chipping and putting, go time.
4. The world has turned upside down. Older folks are sneaking out of the house and their kids are yelling at them to stay inside.
If 2020 was a story from Greek mythology, it would be the story about Pandora's box. She opens the box and out comes chaos, and then out comes more chaos, and then a little bit more chaos, and even more chaos, and then finally in the end, hope.
2020 to me is like a fight in a Rocky movie. I mean, at first it's like all promising and there's all this, what's the word? Potential. There's a lot of potential. And then he starts fighting and then he gets beat up and hit and knocked down and you think he's gonna like get taken out. And then at the end, he finishes strong. We took our hits and things were bad, but now I feel like we're finishing strong and I think that things are good.
This morning I saw a neighbor talking to her dog. It was obvious she thought the dog understood her. I came into my house and told the cat. We laughed a lot. You have to be a cat owner to get that one, I suppose.
If 2020 were a cheese, it would be blue cheese because blue cheese is by far the worst cheese ever made.
If 2020 was a food or whatever, I would say it's a celery. Because celery is just gross and tastes like dirt.
If I had to compare 2020 to something, if you look closely on my hat, I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. 2020 has kind of been like a Dallas Cowboys season. It's been a bummer, it's depressing. We were out of the gate slow, we lost to the Redskins twice. It's just been a rough year. But looking forward, unbeknownst to me, a couple weeks ago we made on a little run, and now we're back in the race, so there's hope for 2021.
If 2020 were a song, it would be The Grinch That Stole Christmas, especially the line that says, given a choice between this and a seasick crocodile, I would pick the seasick crocodile.
Does anyone know if we can take showers yet, or should we just keep washing our hands?
I've been thinking long and hard of something comparable to compare 2020 to. I think it was tricky because 2020 was a year of many mixed emotions, but I think I came up with something pretty good. It's the name of a song. The song is called Thank You Next by Ariana Grande. It is a breakup song. In the song, she is basically thanking all of her exes for what they taught her in their relationships together, but how she's very happy to be moving on. And that's how I feel about 2020. I am very grateful that God gave me another year on this earth to be with my family and friends and hopefully be making a difference. But I am very, very ready to be done with 2020, say goodbye, and get ready for 2021.
Now that we've taught everyone to wash their hands, next week it's turn signals.
I think 2020 was a lot like the movie A Christmas Carol, just because before my life was such a routine and I was doing it, go to work and do all this. This year I've had more time to kind of reflect on the past and my present and what I'm going to be doing in the future. Yeah, so for me it's been a lot like that movie where I can see what I've done bad in the past and try in my present how I can do better in the future.
And my New Year's resolutions this year are 1, to wake up earlier, and 2, to upload more often and not take 3-month breaks like I tend to do.
Okay, my New Year's resolution is basically just to stay inside another 12 months. Like, stay away from people totally. Even if everyone has the vaccine, even if everyone's cured, just kind of give it another year, you know what I'm saying?
My New Year's resolutions for 2021 are to focus more on myself, travel more if COVID still isn't a thing, and to not get on my phone for the first hour of the day.
I never thought the comment, I wouldn't touch them with a 6-foot pole, would become a national policy, but here we are.
My New Year's resolution is to drink more water and read a book.
My resolution is to not be late to work even by 1 or 2 minutes.
My New Year's resolution is probably to get stronger, make more friends, and just, have fun.
My New Year's resolution is to keep my lips wet because they're very, very dry. Speaking of it, why don't I do it now? There we go, and Happy New Year.
My New Year's resolution is to get stronger and better at video games like Among Us.
I need to practice social distancing from the wine rack.
My New Year's resolution this year is to be more consistent with simple and small things that make a big difference.
My New Year's resolution is to floss more.
Do I have any New Year's resolutions? I got a few. I plan to drink more water. I'm gonna try to do push-ups and sit-ups every day when I get up and go to bed. I'm gonna get under 185 for weight, and I'm gonna play more guitar. I need to get good at it.
My New Year's resolution is to never use this filter again.
My New Year's resolution is to get my license and to get a job.
My New Year's resolution is to pray more.
My New Year's resolution is to, 1, hit 225 on bench before summer, and just try to be happier, not rage as much in video games. Smothered? It's Steph Curry, dude! My New Year's resolution is to stick to weightlifting and to be more efficient at what I do and not just do it to do it and like just go through the motions and stuff.
For resolution, I've been working out, so I'm just going to keep working out more.
Never in a million years could I have imagined it would be okay to go up to a bank teller wearing a mask and ask for money.
My New Year's resolution, not reunion, and that is just to stay more positive, to get back in my shoulder fixed so I can start playing ball again, and just to look forward with positive hope and hope that next year's better and that maybe the Cowboys make a run. And you never know, the dream run, get hot in the playoffs. So that's it for 2020. Welcome 2021.
Happy New Year. Cheers.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year!
Okay, Happy New Year, everybody. Happy 2021. Make it great.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year!
Sorry, I'm in my garage now, but I forgot to say Happy New Year in my last video. So, Happy New Year, everybody. I hope everyone has a good 2021.
So everyone, let's hope 2021 is good and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Oh.
Happy New Year to you! In jail!
Happy New Year! Woo!
It could be kind of like the flood rainbow situation. Maybe we had to go through something to get that rainbow at the end. So can't wait to see you 2021.
Happy New Year. Have a good 2021. 22. Dang it. Have a good 2021. Oh my gosh.
Anyways, cheers. Happy New Year.
Anyway, I thought those were pretty funny. God bless. Love you all. Hope everyone has a great, happy evening tonight in groups no larger than 5 or 6. All right. Good night. Thanks. Bye.
Happy New Year.
Perfect. And lastly, guys, Happy New Year from me. I hope you all have a wonderful and blessed 2021. I hope it's much better than 2020 was. Thank you to everyone who participated in this. It is much appreciated. And I have nothing left to say except that if I don't have 100 billion quadrillion subscribers by the end of this year, then it was a failure of a year. So make sure you subscribe, show a friend, I don't know, link it somewhere, you know, I don't know, do something with it. Anyway, we'll see you next time. Peace!
Get those bottles poppin'. We're turned up, there's no stopping. Got the liquor and some swishers. We'll be.
To be honest, I don't know what I was saying. Resolution. And my oatmeal resolution. Oatmeal.
Give me drop one.